Hey, Steve Stine here. I'm just answering another question about the gear that I use. I get a lot of questions about the guitars and why I use Ibanez most of the time, and specifically these Jems. So just real quick, I thought I'd give you a little rundown as to why I use the Jems so much and how silly the answer really is. When I was younger, I started playing when I was 13, and when I was 17, the first Ibanez Jems came out. I believe it was 1987. And a buddy of mine, they had them at a local guitar store, and I bought the pink one because at that time, of course, these colors were really popular. So I bought the pink one, he bought the green one. Little did I know that the green ones would be more valuable because there was only a limited run of those made. So he bought the green one, I bought the pink one, and we were going to become rock stars and blah, blah, blah. And that's where the whole trip for the Ibanez Jem began, was in buying that first pink guitar back in 1987. And, you know, I've played a lot of guitars through the years. I own a lot of different guitars. But when I go on stage and play, or when I really need to be in my comfort zone, I always wind up grabbing the Jems. Now, if you know anything about these Ibanez Jems, you know, they have this sort of trademark handle on them, which I don't really use a whole lot. But what makes them so great for me is that the necks are just really, really comfortable. So if you're in the market for a guitar, or, you know, a lot of times we just kind of fall into whatever guitar we use because the guitar store locally has it or something like that, or somebody that we, you know, are inspired by plays a certain guitar, so that's why we buy it, things like that. But it is really important for you to play different guitars and find the ones that feel most comfortable to you, because if you're really going to optimize this whole guitar journey, finding the one that fits your body, fits your hands, you know, all those sorts of things are just incredibly important to you. So with the Ibanez Jem, you know, I've got, you've seen me play, I'm sure, the pink one once in a while, and I've got another one that has the mirrored pick guard on it, and then of course I've got this one, which is my 10th anniversary, which actually is signed by Steve Vai in the back there too. He was playing a show in Fargo. I was playing a show at the same time, so I didn't get to see him. But my wife and some of my friends were able to get my guitar to him, and he played it and signed it, and I got pictures of him with it and that sort of thing, which is pretty cool. But the big thing is they all feel a little different. And of course, they all sound a little different, but they all still feel really comfortable to me. So, you know, you might play, who knows, a Schecter or an ESP or a Les Paul or a Fender or a PRS or whatever, and it doesn't matter. It's whatever's comfortable for you. That's the most important thing, isn't whether or not it's a name brand and whether or not somebody told you that's what you're supposed to get. It's, does it feel comfortable to you? And then the second step is how does it sound? Does it give you the sounds that you're looking for? Does the pickup configuration, or having a stock bridge or a whammy bar or whatever, what is it that you're looking for in a guitar? And that's a whole nother conversation, but it's something to think about. So for me, I've grown up playing these Ibanez Jems. What I love about them, again, most importantly, is it fits really comfortable for me. The neck is really comfortable, incredibly comfortable. They have nice, sleek, straight necks, so I can get the strings nice and low, and it just feels really good. I love the fact of having 24 frets, not because I play at the 24th fret very often, but because it sort of pushes the A position that I would play in, you know, if I was playing an A minor pentatonic or the key of A minor or whatever. It just puts it in a real comfortable position. And all the newer ones, newer meaning a long time, just not the very early ones, have this different heel on them. So it makes it kind of nice too, because it makes it easier to play because you can fit your hand up there better. Now, I know a lot of other companies have adopted that as well. So if you do like to play up here, you know, when I used to play my older Jems, I'd always have to bring my thumb over to be able to kind of reach, because that block back here was hard to get around. Now it's just really easy to play up in that area. So again, I get a lot of questions about what gear I use, and I'm going to be making a bunch of different videos on the different types of gear I use. And if you want to respond and let me know, what do you play and why do you play it? What do you like about it? Or what don't you like about it? And what do you wish that was different? And maybe, you know, some of our community can help you a little bit in trying to find what might be a good choice for you. You know, we get caught up in two things. Number one, name brand, and number two, the amount of money it is. And, you know, there was sort of a resurgence back in the 90s where people realized that you didn't have to spend a whole ton of money on a guitar to get a good quality guitar. And a lot of times you could change out the pickups and get different kinds of sounds that you want as well. So for me, I think one of the most important things is, number one, again, is it comfortable? Number two, how does the neck feel? And the big thing for me when I talk to people about guitars is this whole like locking whammy bar system thing. Because if it's not really something that you're into, you're better off finding a guitar that doesn't have all that, because it makes, changing strings a little more work, keeping the guitar in tune a little more work. If you're on, like this one has what's called a floating tremolo, so I can actually push the bar backwards as well. So if I'm on stage and I break a string, the guitar becomes quite unplayable, because what happens, long story short, the springs on the back and the strings are what's holding this thing balanced. If I pop a string, if a string goes away, all of a sudden the springs on the back start pulling more, and it's not pulling in a uniform sense. It's just pulling those strings sharp all over the place, so they go out of tune. So when I go on the road and stuff like that, I always have to make sure that I have more than one guitar with me, so if I do break a string, I can switch out a guitar really quick, but I can't finish the song. At least making it sound fairly decent, I couldn't. So I'm not saying that it's bad. I love the locking tremolo system, but if you've never really had one before and it seems like it would be something that's enticing, I just always let people know, really think about whether or not that's something that you want, where if you have a standard bridge, that just sits on the guitar, or a tremolo system that sits on the guitar, if you would break a string or something like that, it does make it easier to, change the strings, or you can still keep playing. Like I have some Paul Reed Smiths as well, where I have them set up so the tremolo is sitting against the body, and that way I don't need to worry about all that kind of stuff, where these do have the floating tremolo. So there's a lot of really neat things about it. So, and again, I just wanted to let you know what stuff I use. People ask me a lot about that stuff, so I wanted to introduce you to the Ibanez Jem. And in my videos, I'm sure you'll see me playing a bunch of different ones of these. But again, I would like for you to respond. Let me know what it is that you play, and let me know why, what brought you to it, why you like it, why you think other people should play it. And I hope that helps a little bit with your journey as well. So take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, this is Steve Stine from Guitar Zoom. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please do me a favor, like it and share it. And also make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you're always notified when I release new videos.